What's going on, guys? Bank Rubber Games here with more Armored Core 4 answer using the RPCS3 emulator. Last episode we started our third and what should be our final playthrough and made our way a little bit through chapter 1. And as I mentioned last episode, we're doing a lot of missions on hard just because we have seen the normal versions of them. But the next mission we're going to be doing this episode is defeat Wonderful Body, which is your first next battle in the campaign, but it's a little bit different because the pilot's not very good and very new to piloting the next, so it's not the same as a normal next battle. In terms of our machine, we did do a little bit of customization between episodes, and all we've got in terms of our weapons is these two plasma rifles. As you can see, their attack power is very high and their primal armor attenuation is quite high as well. Penetration is pretty good as well for primal armor, but they have a lot of ammo as well, and their energy costs aren't too high for the amount of damage they do. I also switched out our legs, so these basically have they're very similar to the legs we started off with, which are these ones here, but they basically have a higher carrying capacity. So like I said, first mission we're going to be doing is defeat Wonderful Body, and he shouldn't go down with too much trouble. We're not going to take a partner just because he is an easier fight.
Commence mission. Eliminate the target next Wonderful Body.
So I do remember the difference for this mission is that there's obviously he's a lot more aggressive, but there's smaller normal enemies as well.
Drag their feet too much.
Don't get caught up with those little guys. Ignore them. Focus your fire on Wonderful Body. He's all we're after. What? Why is he moving like that? Who cares? Close in and take him down. Don't get distracted. Concentrate on your target.
What the? I can't die. Not here.
So you can see, even though they have quite a high energy cost, they do a lot of damage.
Wonderful Body has been destroyed. Mission complete.
And I was going to say as well, the normal enemies that are here,
hardly a real challenge.
as long as you keep your distance, they shouldn't be too much of a problem. They might throw a couple of missiles at you, but they shouldn't shouldn't really put you in a position where it affects your mission ranking too much. So thankfully we got a nice S ranking. Ammo costs weren't too high because of the weapons we were using, and it didn't take that many shots to defeat him. Repair costs weren't great, but yeah, still got an S rank, so happy with that. So obviously for completing that, we've got some FRS units. And like before, I'm just going to complete the mission on normal, and I'll meet you guys back here in a second. So welcome back, guys. Obviously completed that mission to advance the playthrough a little bit, so that brings us to the end of chapter 1. In regards to our machine for our next mission though, we've got dual machine guns, just to make sure we have as much ammo as possible. And then again we have a chain gun on our back, again mainly for the ammo. And then we also switched out back to our old generator, just because I feel like this one wasn't working too well. Even though the energy output was a bit higher, I think the low energy capacity just wasn't cutting it. Also messed around with our booster setup a little bit and changed our over booster to the one that we were using last playthrough. Just so we are a little bit more energy efficient. We will be a little bit slower, but still fast. Definitely still very fast. So the next mission we're going to be doing on hard is defeat AF Capricorn. The main difference with this mission is that the Arms Fort Gigabase doesn't come along to give you any help. But other than that, the mission's pretty much unchanged. So hopefully we should still do well. I was going to do defeat Spirit of Motherwill, but I just want to make sure that we can achieve the third ending that we're going for. So going to be doing defeat AF Capricorn.
Tonight's mission. Destroy the arms fort Capricorn. Powerful mines are scattered all over the combat zone. Stay alert now. Capricorn has halted. Wait, this isn't over yet.
Need to take a little bit of damage there from a couple of missiles and the mine. But hopefully we shouldn't take much damage over the next bit of the mission.
Their numbers are insane.
So we should still get a nice S
We
rank.
have to take all of them out?
This is GA's Arms Fort Unit. We're en route to your position. Give us a little time.
The cavalry, huh? Looks like they knew about the situation. They just left us in the dark. You hear that? They're coming to reinforce us. Hang in there.
So as you can see, our energy is a little bit better now. But even so,
Our progress is
with
slower
our
than
boosters,
expected. We won't arrive on schedule.
because they're
Sorry,
like
we're
much
doing the
faster,
best
they
we
still
can.
take quite a lot of energy to use.
We run into trouble. Our arms fort is suddenly halted. We can't provide support. You're on your own. You're the one getting paid the big bucks, right? Take care of the situation.
Trouble? What the hell are you talking about? You got some nerve, don't you? We'll have a little chat after this mission's over.
Don't know if there's more targets as well than when you play the mission on normal. But it definitely seems to be a little bit more. Just hide in here again. Get our energy back.
Confirmed. All drones destroyed. Mission complete. Unbelievable. You didn't need the cavalry after all. You might be the real deal.
So we did take a little bit of damage there, but thankfully we still walked away with an S rank. Obviously ammo cost is quite high, but not enough to affect our rank, which is good. So happy with that result, and that should take us on to chapter 2 once I complete the mission on normal to get the playthrough caught up. So obviously we got our FRS units. So I'll go complete that mission on normal just to advance the playthrough, and then I'll meet you guys back here in a second. So welcome back guys, obviously completed that mission on normal to advance the playthrough, and that brings us on to chapter 2. And as we're heading towards the other endings, the last ending that we need to achieve, we need to sort of follow a very similar route to what we did to get the Orca ending. So the next mission we're going to be doing is rescue the GA transport unit, and we are going to use a fairly similar setup to what we did when we completed the mission the first time with our rockets on our back. Can't really remember the difference doing this mission on hard, but hopefully we'll be able to take it on and do pretty well. Can be a very difficult mission on normal.
Destroy all enemy arms fort units.
That would be the difference.
Virtual defense line is displayed on your radar. Enemy units crossing that line will have a firing solution on the transports. That equals mission failure for us. We don't want that to happen, do we? Hold the line.
So there's the flying Kojima tanks that showed up in Armored Core 4. Definitely want to avoid their laser attacks. Didn't think you had to destroy these enemies. It might just be because it's on hard mode.
Confirmed. All enemy arms fort units have been destroyed. Mission is successful. The transports are safe. Good work.
So overall, fairly similar to normal mode. Just got a few more enemies to destroy. But it's nice to see enemies returning from previous games. It's got a nice S rank, didn't take any damage thankfully, which is pretty good. Thankfully with our overboost unit and our generator that we've got equipped, we can basically overboost for a very long time. Even when our energy sort of runs out, it sort of regenerates fast enough for us to carry on overboosting, and we just drain our prime and armor bar. But yeah, obviously worked out quite well, got a nice S rank for that. For doing the mission on hard, we get another 6 FRS units. So I'll quickly tune up our machine and then complete that mission on normal, and then I'll meet you guys back on the other side. So welcome back guys, obviously completed that mission on normal to advance our playthrough. But I'm going to do something a little bit different. We've actually seen defeat unknown next in both normal and hard previously. So I'm not going to worry about doing that mission, and I'm just going to show the mission after that, which is defeat AF Great Wall. I'm going to show that on hard using the free play option, and then I'll figure out what other missions we'll do to move on to the next chapter. Because we've already done this mission on hard, as you can see. So move on to defeat AF Great Wall. And this mission is quite cool on hard as well.
Commence mission. Destroy the GA arms fort, Great Wall. First, infiltrate the arms fort from the rear.
So thankfully with our overboost unit we can pretty much make it all the way to the back in one go. To take our time.
Gotten inside. Keep advancing towards its internal power source.
Make sure we take as little damage as possible. version of this mission differs. There'll be a enemy next on the other side, waiting for us.
Rats have come out to play. What a hassle.
A next? Already saw what just...
Well, they tend to stay in there,
You monster!
so nothing much for us to worry about. But if they hit you with their big cannon, they will do a lot of damage. That's the main threat taken care of.
Enough. Started a chain reaction. Get clear of the power unit.
Make our escape like last time.
Armsport Great Wall has been destroyed. Mission successful. The most powerful land-based weapon. You handled yourself pretty well. Maybe I underestimated you.
So we actually gained a back weapon for that. So that's a case of one of the missions that gives you a new part for completing it on hard, which is pretty cool. And we got Rocketton's double slot large grenade cannon. As you can see, it does an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage at 40,000. If we compare it to the Gotos that we use quite a lot, they only do 25,000. So very, very powerful. But obviously it's a very heavy weapon. So the next mission we're going to be doing is attack on PAN 51. And the main difference with this mission on hard mode is that there is a enemy next that spawns in, and obviously with the sort of storm that you have in the mission, it can make it very difficult to fight them. But hopefully we can take them on and not take too much damage, so we still get a nice S rank.
Commence mission. Take out the enemy defenses and destroy the resource plants. The clock's ticking. No time to waste. Enemy reinforcements inbound. Next. Looks like intel was asleep at the wheel.
So you can see them in the distance there,
Resource
boosting
plant
in.
destroyed. 2 more to go. Aha! It's Barat Squadron. No wonder the defense units were targeted. Cunning rats.
TA scum.
Hunt them down. Throw them into the dirt.
So we're still under a time limit as well, this mission. So that's then taken out, and the rest of the mission is pretty similar to how it was before. Want to keep a good look at the radar as well to make sure that we don't miss any targets.
Remaining. Confirm. All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
So it did take a little bit of damage there, but hopefully not enough to affect our ranking too much. That fight can be quite difficult, with the fact that you can't lock on very well because of the storm. But we still managed to get a nice S rank, so very happy with that. Could have gone a lot worse. Move on to the next mission. And that gives us a back weapon. This weapon's quite cool actually. So it's a grenade cannon, but it only has 6 shots, but it also doesn't weigh very much. It says it has smaller explosions, but the explosive radius isn't, you know, it's still worth having and still good for taking out multiple enemies. So if we compare it to our Gotos, you can see the impact force is quite a bit less, but all the other stats are pretty comparable, and because it's a smaller weapon, it has a higher fire rate and less recoil, and also the rounds cost quite a bit less. So if you're using a lightweight machine but still want a good area of effect weapon, I'd definitely recommend this. Looks quite cool as well. But yeah, we might mess around with that a bit later. So that's the 2 missions that we need to do in order to unlock the next mission that we have to do to head towards our next ending. So I'll do 2 missions on normal and to advance the playthrough a little bit off camera, and then I'll meet you guys back here in a second. So welcome back guys. I obviously did 2 missions to advance the playthrough, and that brings us to the point where we've got Defend Megalis open to us, which is the mission that we need to take in order to advance the playthrough towards the last ending that we're going to be getting. And obviously we've seen this mission before, so I'm going to be doing it on hard mode. And I have switched back over to using our basically white glint build, just because quite a lot of the missions at this point in the game require very good sort of energy management. And as fun as it is using a lightweight machine and being able to zip around the battlefield, I do prefer just have that little bit more leeway with our weight and a little bit more protection as well, which is a big thing on hard, especially when going up against other ACs. But yeah, at least we've got to see a little bit of the lightweight build. Hopefully something that's a little bit more sort of accessible in Armored Core 6, that'd be really cool. Yeah, definitely liking the way the lightweight builds look in that game, but we'll have to wait and see. And the main difference with this mission on hard is that there's some of the sort of mini land crab old fort units around the bottom that shoot at the structure as well, and there seems to be quite a few more enemies, or they tend to be quite a bit more aggressive, one of the two. So you definitely need to make sure to keep your speed up in order to destroy the targets. But that's another reason why we switched over to white glint, is that we can basically fly for an unlimited amount of time with him. And that means that we don't need to waste any time worrying about our energy.
Trouble if you give them the opportunity.
This is the Megalis base commander. We're counting on you. Don't let us down.
Definitely want to make sure to take out those tanks as soon as possible, just because they do a lot of damage. It's quite an easy mission, this one, but still very fun.
Enemy reinforcements inbound. An aerial arms fort. An eclipse? Omer must mean business. Watch for the main laser cannon. It may be a factory model, but it still packs a punch.
same as before, the enemy arms fort isn't too much of a threat. It is just that laser cannon you need to watch out for.
Confirmed. All targets destroyed. Mission complete.
Megalith is undamaged. Thanks to your efforts, we owe you a serious debt.
Didn't seem to take much damage there as well, which is quite good. Ammo cost is quite high considering, well, I guess we were using machine guns. But yeah, happy with that. Got a nice S ranking. It's quite an easy mission as well, so if you're looking to need to get some credits or some more FRS units, I recommend doing this one quickly. So that is going to wrap this episode up. I'll do that mission on normal to advance the playthrough, and then that should bring us towards the end of chapter 2, and we can further our way to the next ending that we've got to get. But yeah, hopefully you guys are enjoying the series so far, and look forward to seeing what the last ending has in offer for us, because it shouldn't take too long to get there. But there are some very tough missions ahead of us, so hopefully you're looking forward to that as well. But thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next episode.